Welcome back, Mojo Sports. And we just witnessed the national championship just ended probably an hour and a half ago. So, instant reaction on today's pod. We'll go into that game. After that, recap divisional round for the NFL. And then we'll end the show with a preview of the AFC and NFC conference championships. Joe, it's all heating up, but let's talk about tonight. We had a banger of a national championship. Not too often that you get one that comes down to a final drive under 2 minutes. So it was electric. Thoughts?
Yeah, no, it was perfect. The first half, we thought, hey, this is a rock fight, no points. It's just going to be like this kind of the whole game. Indiana started picking up a little bit of steam, but it felt like Miami was dead like multiple times in this game. And then they did what they've done all year, and they kind of came back. And that last drive, I genuinely thought, Carson Beck was going to lead the drive down. We were going to have to sit here and admit that we were wrong the whole time. But psych, we got exactly what we wanted. The Carson Beck hate watch. It took us to the last game, but we finally got it, and they're exactly who we thought they were. And Carson Beck throws an underthrown ball to lose the championship game, and we get to look at his face, and he's sad. And we get a CEO speech from Mendoza, exactly how, I think everybody in the country wanted this game to end.
Yeah, it's what Carson Beck does.
It's
The only time that he does not do that is when he runs it in for a touchdown like he did last week. So there's that. And then Tom Brady, he was all over Mendoza at this game, likely going to be taken first overall with the Raiders pick. So that was kind of interesting to see just all the Tom Brady stuff. And then, I mean, on this game, you're right. It felt like Indiana was in control the whole time, but they just never put their foot on the throat like they normally do. And offenses were so bad in the first half that 10-point lead at halftime just felt like a million just because of how the game was playing out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Fletcher, I thought, before the game, Fletcher's going to have a monster game. I think he's going to be the only reason Miami's in this game. And stonewalled, like not getting any touches. They didn't give him the ball at all, which I couldn't understand. Then finally they started feeding him again in the second half. And that opens up everything for Miami. Because as soon as Fletcher starts running the ball, you get Tooney and he's just open and you can start spreading the edges a little bit and like get Miami's offense into what they're used to instead of forcing Carson Beck to make, deep post route throws, which we clearly have seen that's not his strength. He's a across the middle for 10-15 yards a gain guy. And yeah, Miami should have won this game. Like Miami had this game. They should have won this game. Signetti kind of almost cost Indiana the game a couple times, and he's going to come out looking like a hero, and he should 16-0. But that the timeouts in the second half, questionable. That could have easily come back to bite him. But man, he laid his nuts on the table, goes for it on fourth down, and we get one of probably the most iconic runs of the last, 5-10 years from a quarterback like that. That picture is going to be everywhere of Mendoza diving the end zone. That was a unbelievable run. Just a sick play by, kind of the storyline of the last, 6 weeks is Mendoza.
Yeah, is that his Heisman moment now?
Well, yeah, that's why they should give it after the season. Like, great, he won, ball don't lie type thing. But that was it.
Yeah, it wasn't like his true Heisman moment where they show it at the ceremony because they already gave it out. But I think when we look back in 5 years and we're looking at all the Heisman moments, I would imagine they slot the run in that he had in the national championship. Just awesome. Just one of those where you lay it all out on the line because this is it. There's nothing after this. You can rest for the next 4 months before the draft, whatever, but you just go for it. And I agree. I think Miami, they should have won this game. I mean, I'm a nerd, right? So I go back, I look at Game on Paper. It's one of my favorite websites. If we look at these live stats from the game, they didn't win basically any of the advanced metric stats like EPA. Everything was pointing in Miami's direction because of that second half. But ultimately, I think the blocked punt is that's the game right there. When they gave up the blocked punt, you gave up a free touchdown and you end up losing this game by 6.
Yeah. As a special teams guy, that's like the number one stat in any special teams room when the coach is talking. If you block a punt, you return a kickoff, something like that, you cause a big play and score on special teams, the odds of you winning the game go up, to like 80-something%. It's just insurmountable for a team because it's such a quick turn And it's such a momentum boost. And the guy that blocked it, a massive dude that should not be able to run that fast off the edge. So that was a breakdown by Miami and that shield on the punt. I don't know what happened there, but that should never happen.
Whose fault was it?
I think it was the shield guy. He kind of gave a little half chip. He wasn't really expecting him to make the play, and homie made the play.
Yeah, he was going for it.
Yeah,
Yeah, if I look at the EPA right now, so EPA expected points added. Okay, so off your average baseline, this is how many more points you should score. Offensively, Miami was +7. Indiana was -1.5. Okay, so big gap there. But then when we go to special teams, -5.8 for Miami, +8 for Indiana. I mean, that's the game right there. And then penalties was the other thing. -1 for Miami, +4.5 for Indiana. They weren't getting penalized the whole game. Did a good job of that. I mean, even the final drive, Joe, Miami, you come out of a commercial break. We're about to have this 2-minute drill to go win the national championship. And what do? You take a
delay.
delay of game on the opening play, like Cristobal. That's why I don't think you're a great coach. Like it's the
Yeah,
little things like that over the years that piss me off.
yeah. He was calling for a reset of the clock too. The biggest thing I took from this game, it wasn't Mendoza. He looked great, but that's everybody's talking about it. I fucking love Charlie Becker, number 80 for Indiana.
Yeah.
I mean, he is going to be a staple in the NFL. He's going to be a guy that they throw to on third downs. I think he's going to play for 10, 15 years in the NFL because you throw him the ball, it's an automatic catch. And he didn't play early in the year. They were talking about it. But these last like 6, 7 games, it feels like anytime they needed a big catch, it was him. Obviously, Cooper, he's a big part of their offense too. And he's more like the showboat guy. He'll get some of these crazy catches, but you throw it to Becker, it's caught. Like it doesn't matter where it is. He's going up and make the play.
And I think the best wide receiver is Surratt.
Yeah,
So
Surratt was
there you go.
nasty
I
too.
mean,
Yeah,
they've
yeah,
got a triple threat there, and then the run game's dominant. It was just an awesome season from Indiana. Just
yeah.
watching it all come to fruition and the journey. I also saw a stat going into today. There have been 5 teams in the history of college football that have gone 5-0 or better against AP top 10 teams, and all 5 of them have won the national championship. Tonight was Indiana's 6th top 10 opponent, and they're now 6-0, and they joined the club of going undefeated against those top 10 teams. You're going to win the.
Their road too was kind of like it was kind of gnarly. They beat Ohio State in the conference championship. Then they beat Bama, who you can say whatever you want, but it's still Bama.
Whoa,
They
whoa, they beat the shit out of Bama. They didn't just
yeah,
beat them.
yeah, and then they smack Oregon, right? So it's like Miami. Out of all the teams that they've played in the last few weeks, Miami gave them the best game, and Miami definitely deserved to be in this playoff. Hilarious by ESPN to put Marcus Freeman on game day and make him sit up. Hilarious, like unbelievably funny.
And with Marcus Freeman, dude, I lost some respect. He was scared
He,
when they were making picks. He said, I don't want to pick against Miami. I got to play them next year.
I know.
And I was like, that is so soft, brother. So soft.
Did you see? There was like this weird storyline, and I had never heard of this until I did some Twitter digging today. But Pat McAfee kept making some jokes about like fight clubs.
Yeah, what was that about?
Apparently, there's like a rumor, and I don't know where it stemmed from, and I do some more research. I'll come back on the next show, but there's a rumor that Marcus Freeman is in like some underground fight club, and I think it's because he does like jujitsu, and like people, he's vocal about that, but like
Yeah.
apparently people think he's in like legitimately Brad Pitt Fight Club, and like was just beating the shit out of dudes in basements. Which please be true, that would be sick.
Would be sick. I mean, he's too much of a pretty boy for all that, though, if you ask me.
Maybe that's why he's got to paint his hair because there's just bruises right
Yeah.
above it.
Yeah, he's just got cuts all up there. So he just spray paints it black before every game.
He puts the Vaseline on right before game time just so it covers up the cuts a little bit.
Yeah, and in this game, the thing I noticed, it seems like this is Indiana's bread and butter, but like the back shoulder throw is
Crazy.
so dominant. And I kind of wonder if we're going to see it a bunch more in college football because that was literally how they were getting all their pass plays, all their chunk plays. It was just run the fade. And if you're not open deep, I'm just going to put it behind you and
Yeah.
you can adjust. The corner can't.
Yeah. Carson Beck tried tried his best to throw a back shoulder fade, but it ended up about 15 yards short, and they were 7 points short. So yeah, yeah.
Also, did you see your boy Fletcher after the game?
No, he was
Dude,
fighting.
yeah, he punched one of the Indiana D linemen or something in the face. The
That's
guy
good.
didn't even have the helmet on. But then he like punched him, and the guy's initial reaction was just like, "Hey, somebody come like do something about this. I'm not gonna hit him back." And then like he just kept charging towards him, like, "Nah, like I'm gonna fight you. Even if you don't throw back, I'm gonna keep throwing." And yeah.
He signed early in the game, "Jesus loves you" after he scored the touchdown. So it's a great duality of man right there.
Yeah, well, when I looked up his name, the first thing was like, "Oh my god, so much respect." He went to the middle of the field to find Mendoza, shake his hand, and then, like, the very next tweet, he's just, like, going ape shit and punching people.
He LeGarrette Blunt just knocking dudes out.
Yeah, that's what I mean, that's where my head went immediately.
Yeah, well,
But
what a
yeah,
season though. What a season.
yeah, I mean, we can finally put a ribbon on it. I mean, we'll keep up with any of the cool off-season stories, but yeah, it's time where we finally transition. We gave Indiana their flowers. I think they will be around for a long time. It seems like they're going to build up. I don't think Sig would leave to the NFL, do you?
No, I think I take that back. I think if he gets one more, if he sustains it and gets one more national title or at least plays for one, I could see him taking a jump for the last, little bit. He's not that young though, so he doesn't have too much time. He probably likes Bloomington, small college town, Indiana. He's legitimately king now. Like they're gonna give him a
Yeah.
crown and the key to the city. He can do whatever he wants. So I don't know. As long as he's there, they're gonna be good. And this is fun, I think, now for the future of college football because we talk about it all the time with this bracket and even you said it. There's like 5, 6 teams that could win national title. Miami's number 10 coming in the seeding, and Indiana's 101 to start the year to win the national title as a future. So I just think now we're getting a little bit more parity. It's gonna stay that way. We're looking at next season, maybe some crazy team comes out of the woodworks like Oklahoma State makes a run now with North Texas coach. I think we're going to get these stories more often than we have in the past, which is just fun.
I sure hope so, Joe. I sure hope so. And I would say the Signetti quote just goes so
So
hard now, like even harder than it already went. Google me, I win. Like now he has a
yeah,
natty and he did it with Indiana.
that
And it
that
yeah, it just goes
the
down.
when he's at the basketball game too, and he's on the mic and he's like talking about we're going to win national title here, like Purdue sucks. Like, dude, he called his fucking shot, and it's not often when you call your shot and it comes that true that quick. But that guy's got some ultimate belief in himself, and I respect the shit out of it.
Yeah, it's good to see when you are cocky and shit talk. It's good to see you back it up.
Yeah,
I can appreciate it at that.
yeah. I'm waiting for the heel turn. America loves a winner, but there's always a point.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be in September.
Yeah,
I think it's this next season, they now have the target on their back,
yep,
and, yeah, everybody's gonna hate them as soon as next year starts, and that's just hey, you wanna be at the top? That's what it comes with.
yeah, yeah.
Well, college football, you were great to us this year. We love you. We'll see you again soon. But time to turn our attention to the NFL. We're talking pro ball now. And this week, maybe not as exciting as the opening week of playoffs, but I still thought it was a fun weekend and it was good games. And there's also one glaring hole, and I guess we'll get to it in the very first game, but it kinda leaves a sour taste in my mouth for the rest of the playoffs, but hey, we'll get to it. But let's start Bills Broncos first game of the weekend. Broncos were -1 going into this game, and final score, Broncos 30-30.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, we got this one right. We said the Broncos would sneak this out. I didn't want the Broncos to win, and now Bo Nix fractured his foot. Weird story at the end there. Apparently, he
That
fractured it on a knee. It's not really clear when he hurt it.
I
Um,
think he heard it when, that play where he went to just kinda run the clock out a
mm,
little bit before the field goal. Like, he went to the side and got tackled by his ankle, kinda limps, but then it didn't look that bad, but that's the only one I could think of.
yeah, weird. And Sean Payton, a HIPAA violation. After the game, just announces to the media, "Hey, he broke his foot." And he was like, "Hey, I wanted to tell the team before the media could tell the team. So he told the media, so the media could then tell the team. I don't know. I just I'm not rooting for the Broncos. I don't want them to keep going. I don't know. Yeah, but anyway, this game was great. I thought we went 2 for 4 on these games. I thought the Bills Broncos and the Rams Bears were great games, and then the other ones weren't as good. But this one, I mean, this one had everything. And it was just a why what I don't get the Bills. Like, I understand some of these other sports towns where they have these curses. They have something went wrong and somebody didn't shove a burrito up their ass. Something goes wrong. But it feels like the Bills kind of do everything right, and then they still just it's one of the worst curses I've ever seen in my life. Like, this was their playoffs to win. You said it 1,000 times.
Yeah, I mean, they just can't get it done. I don't know what it is, to be honest. A lot of it, I think, is just the pressure at this point. You feel like it's all pressure on you because the previous 50 years shit down their pants every time they got close. So then you start to feel that. And then also, I don't think they're the best team. I
No.
think they just have the best player.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. McDermott gets fired, so that comes out day after
Yeah.
the game.
5
McDermott
straight,
gone.
playoff appearances or 5 straight playoff wins,
Yeah.
or years with a playoff win, and
Yeah.
then still gets fired.
Crazy record too, like crazy good. But I did see a graph, and we'll have to find it. I can send it, but it had the winning percentages, and then it had all the guys who had been fired around that same winning percentage, basically. And the list of dudes that had gotten fired, the tweet was basically like, "This firing makes a lot of sense now," because the list was atrocious. Like, you look at the list,
Mm,
it's like Rex Ryan, like a bunch of
mm,
these guys that win games, but like can't get it done in the playoffs, essentially.
yeah,
So I don't know. I was expecting the GM maybe to get fired, because if anybody watched that team, it was basically James Cook and Josh Allen were the only pieces on the offense, and they just had nobody around him to help him. I think if he had a true wide receiver, 1, 2, 3, any of them, they might be able to sneak this one out. But yeah, I don't know. 33-30 was not the game I was expecting, to be honest, out of this one either. I thought this would be a little bit more low scoring.
for sure, and, with Josh Allen, just sometimes you just throw it all out, and there's just gonna be points everywhere. By the way, the thing that I was talking about earlier, where it left a sour taste in my mouth, is the Bo Nix injury. The fact that he plays the entire game, wins it, and now we watch this team go to the AFC conference, and they're gonna start Stidham at quarterback, and not great, but yeah, I don't know, it kinda just feels like the Patriots are gonna get a free pass to the Super.
Yeah, yeah. You asked last week who has the most to gain. Jared Stidham has the most to gain
Yeah.
from a win now. Yeah, it's wild to have a backup in this situation, especially it would be one thing if he got hurt, during the game, on like a big play or something, but just to have a freak injury like that, it sucks.
And hot take, I don't think Bo Nix is a needle mover. I don't know. I don't think that he is an elite quarterback by any means. So I don't think the drop off's going to be nearly as big as some people make it out to be. This team's predicated on defense and offensive line, anyways. So you still have those two units. You still have a great defense, and you still have probably the best offensive line in the NFL this year. So I don't know. We're going to see if Stidham has the pieces. And Mile High is not an easy place to play at all. So Patriots got to travel there. That'll be a fun game. Last thing about this game, though, this Bills Broncos game, was the very questionable interception in which I believe it was Brandon Cooks comes down with the ball, his knees down, but the receiver rips it from him and they rule it an interception. Didn't feel like they really looked at it too hard either. They
No.
just made the call and went with it. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
was wild. It was wild. It was, yeah. And then we get one later in the day in a different game that we'll get to, but kind of the same type
Yeah.
play. Like, I feel like they got fucked a little bit. It did not feel like an interception. I was watching at a bar, and like half the bar was Bills fans, half the bar was Broncos fans. So it was like, everybody erupted, and then they were reviewing it, and everybody cheered because they thought he was down. So it's just like, I don't know. I feel like a tie goes to the receiver. Isn't that the rule? That's what I always
Always.
thought the rule was. Yeah, that was a weird call. Scripted, maybe.
Yeah, I even saw former DBs on Twitter saying we all know on defense that if it is a tie, they always give it to the receiver. And this one, honestly, to me, wasn't even a tie. Like Cooks was there first, had it first, but once again, they're cursed.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
it all goes back to the curse, and Josh Allen now he's gotta deal with a lot of haters, and I don't know, I feel bad, I think it's unfair, but he did play like shit.
Yep.
I think that's also part of it is he had way too many turnovers in this game.
Yep.
You can't win games like that, not in the
Yep.
playoffs.
And they still pushed it to overtime, scored 13 in the 4th quarter. Yeah. 2 interceptions, though, is just not gonna get it done. I don't do you even wanna talk about the next game? Because I mean, Jesus Christ, this, Niners Seahawks game, like, good lord.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a game or if it was just a beat down.
Oh
It was
my
like a scrimmage for the Seahawks from the opening kick. They returned it to the
crazy.
house to start the game. And Niners, I think their Super Bowl was beating the Eagles. I
Yep.
think losing Kittle and still being able to win that game was just such a huge feat. And the Seahawks are for real. I mean,
For
that's a
real.
Super Bowl team right there. That defense is insane, just freaks all over the place. The D line, awesome. And then Darnold, I mean, back to back years, we're talking about this guy, getting his team to 14 wins, getting into the playoffs. And the Vikings, you fucked up. I'm sorry, but you fucked up.
Big
Like,
time.
there's no way you don't think that you would be in the spot you're in right now, where you're the only AFC North. Well, actually, the Lions didn't make it, but out of the AFC North, you fell behind everybody else. And if you had Darnold this year, I mean, Justin Jefferson would have had a way better season. Hawkinson would have had a better season. Addison might have got arrested less. Who knows?
Yeah. I just can't understand that move either. I mean, we'll get off the move, but the fact that they were they were competing. It wasn't like, hey, we've got Darnold, he's consistent, he's played well, and we're middle of the pack. Like they were making runs and they could have just ran it back, but instead they chose to go with a young gun and like rebuild for the I don't it doesn't make any sense. Like the window doesn't make any sense. If this was, you know, a 8 and 9 team last year, something like that, then obviously it makes sense. But they were, games away. I can't understand it. And clearly Sam Darnold's good enough to get done. Like, yeah, he's not gonna be on your top 10 list of quarterbacks, but he's fucking good enough, apparently.
Yep.
And the Seahawks defense is disgusting. I do think Charbonnet got hurt this game, but
He's done.
yeah, with
Torn.
Charbonnet and I mean, you got Walker, like they've been a two-headed monster the whole time. I don't think it matters that much, to be honest. Like you said, they got a good offensive line too. So it's like yeah, I don't think that's gonna play into anything too much. Charbonnet is kind of their short down back, so I think Walker can handle that just fine.
Yeah. And that's probably enough on this game
Right.
because it was an ass kicking.
Yep.
And I think the 12th man, is that what they call it out there?
12th man. Yep. Stand
It's
up.
it's gonna be rocking this weekend when the
Yep.
Rams come to town. But then on Sunday, we got Texans, Patriots. Everybody was ready for a very low scoring game because they said, man, these two defenses, they're so good. Guess what? They're so good that they create points. There were so many turnovers in this game on the side of the field that, yeah, we just kept getting points, kept getting points. But I think the total was 40 and a half, and it ended 44. Didn't go that far over, but all those field position battles just kept turning into points. And you can thank CJ Stroud.
Jesus, pal. Yeah, that was. It really was. We said it last week. As soon as that Caleb Williams and it resurfaced the Caleb Williams
Yeah.
video. And the funniest thing is there's a picture of them standing next to the Heisman Trophy that Caleb Williams won. And then the next year, CJ Stroud's like, "Hey, just take everything you're learning, and apply whatever the fuck he said." And it's like, dude, that's just you set yourself up now, like for unlimited clips. His warm ups are going viral again, where he does all of his weird warm ups. He throws like a baseball into the net, and then he like
Mhm.
takes one of those things you warm up, hitting a baseball with, like the big wiry ball on a string thing, and he whips his hip around. Like, just none of it's clearly working. I mean, 4 fucking interceptions. He looked horrible. Like nobody was looking at that game thinking he should be a starting quarterback in the NFL even. Like, I don't know. He is he like done?
No, he's definitely not done.
Uh,
But he was out there. He was seeing ghosts.
his
Shout
the
out Sam
season was
Darnold, but
that was the story of their season. Like the defense was the only reason they were in this game.
absolutely. And that's definitely going to be a talking point this offseason is, hey, if we had a different quarterback, where could we have gotten to? It also doesn't help not having Nico Collins out there, favorite target, and Schultz left the game as well. But yeah, they just look like shit. And are you impressed by the Patriots? Did the Patriots impress you, or did you just think this is a complete shit show from the Texans?
No, I mean, the Patriots impressed me. Anytime you get 4 interceptions on a quarterback, it doesn't matter. I mean, CJ Stroud's he's been good in the past, so he's got it in him somewhere. So the fact that they had 4 interceptions, their defense is looking incredible. Drake May didn't, he wasn't crazy impressive, but he did throw for 3 touchdowns. And I feel like this Patriots team they're not fucking around. And you got Mike Vrabel. Anytime you got Vrabel coaching, like I thought that was one of the biggest mistakes ever when the Tennessee Titans fired him. Because I think he's one of, if not, if he wins it, he might be one of the best coaches in the NFL. But he's definitely one of that like new era Dan Campbell, Mike Vrabel, that class of coaches. He's one of my favorite coaches to watch, and I love watching former players coach because they just come at it with a different
Hmm.
perspective. So it's like I'm scared of the Patriots, and I'm scared that they're going to be back and they're going to, go on a little bit of run. This is shaping up to be exactly like Tom Brady. Like the dynasty is coming, or the prophecy is coming complete right now. If he gets it done and he beats the Rams in the Super Bowl, that's exactly what Tom Brady did second year. I just, yeah, it's scary because they might be back and they might just rattle off another 6 Super Bowls.
Yeah, well, I still think they're schedule merchants, and I
Yeah,
think they're going to run into a buzzsaw eventually. But the path for them, the path's been great so far, and it got a whole lot easier not having to play Bo Nix. So I don't know. We're gonna find out how real they are. But I am a Drake May believer.
me too.
I think he's legit. Thought he was legit going into the draft. I did like Caleb more. I will
Yeah.
say that generational, in my opinion.
Did you see the picture of Drake May after? I don't know if it was real or
Uh,
not, but I just
yeah,
he's
the
playing
blood that he was.
blackjack right after.
Yeah,
Sick.
man, dude's dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then we finished off the weekend with Rams at Bears, the frozen tundra, even though that's what they call Lambeau, but it looked real cold in Chicago. And this game was, for a while, it was like watching paint dry. It was definitely some periods where you're like, all right, you guys are just going to keep punting to each other. But the game picked up in the fourth quarter. We got the Rams. They finally take a solid lead. I mean, the 7-point lead with not much time left in this game, once again, because of how the game flowed, it felt like a lot of points. And you always know Caleb Williams and those cardiac bears are on the other side. And we got absolute magic. Caleb Williams, 4th and 4 for the game. Game over if he does not get this. Drops back 30 yards, defender running straight into his grill, and he just unloads a missile that I didn't even think he would be able to get there. And not only did he get it there, he put it in the perfect spot. Cole Kmet catches it, tie ball game. We're going to overtime.
Yeah, so sick. It was so sick. I mean, that and the fact that it just every week they've done it, like
Yeah.
yeah. The only critique I have for this, and I know it's not the right move, I know whatever. Go for 2, man. Just fucking do it. Just go for 2, put it all on the line. First year head coach, you got magic. You were not winning this game at any point in the game. It was a miracle you got it to overtime. Just fucking do it. I don't know, but
I,
probably the
I
right
thought he
move.
was gonna.
I
I
did
thought he was
too.
gonna.
I really did too. Ben Johnson's kind of a gambler, the gambling kid, like, but it was a smart move because the overtime was not like an easy Rams win. They had chances. Caleb Williams had chances. They should have won this game. We talked about CJ Stroud throwing picks. Caleb Williams threw 3 picks, not nearly as bad. Like the 3 picks looks bad on a stat line, but the
Yeah.
3 picks were not the same as CJ Stroud's, but I can't understand that last drive. You needed like 14 yards to kick a field goal, 15 yards, something like that, and he just throws up a bomb. And I think that was just the young side of Mr. Williams there, right? It was just inexperience. Stafford never makes that throw in that situation, clearly.
And I don't know. If you watch the playback, it definitely DJ Moore definitely quits on it. He stops running full speed. Part of that, though, I think, if you watch the route concept, Odunze
Wide
is
open.
running right up the seam. And I think DJ Moore, in the corner of his eye, he saw the safety bite down on him. And he was like, Rome is free. Here's the kill shot. And yeah, just Caleb was thinking something else. But I do believe if Caleb threw it to Rome, that's game over.
Yeah.
Like that was nail in the coffin. And Yeah, it's unfortunate, and you can't do that when you're going against Stafford because you give him one more chance like that, he's gonna take advantage every time, and he had some unbelievable throws in overtime as well. He had a laser to Devontae Adams that was just literally, you could only put this in one spot, and he put it right there.
Sick catch too. I mean, insane by Devontae Adams. Like he hadn't really done much the whole game, and then I was like, oh yeah, that's Devontae Adams, one of the goats.
Yeah. And I think the weather made the Rams look worse. Like,
Yeah,
I think if this game was played in LA, I don't think it looks anything like what we saw.
no,
But and on the other side, I think Bears fans aren't even that mad.
no,
I talked to some Bears fans and they're like, "Yeah, I know. Like this was the best season of my life."
yeah,
They didn't even make it to the Super Bowl, and some of them are happy because they think they might have gotten exposed against the Seahawks.
yeah,
They were almost happier to lose this overtime game to the Rams rather than beat them, travel to Seattle, and play against that defense. And that offense probably puts up 30 points on them,
yeah, yeah.
and they can't score 30 against Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle is terrifying. I do have the Rams as my pick to win the Super Bowl. We'll get to these. Well, I guess now, huh?
Yeah, let's dive
Yeah,
into it.
we'll get to them now. Rams Seahawks in Seattle -2.5. Rams are getting a favorite 2.5 here, and over under
No,
47.5.
Seahawks minus 2.5.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Well, I must like the Rams then. I must like the I'm getting 5 points based on my logic right there.
So you're going to take the Rams
I'm
this
going
week.
Rams. Yeah, I know it's not the right play. I know it's not the right play, but I said it to begin the playoffs. I said Rams. I'm sticking with it.
I love it. I absolutely adore it. I'm waiting to see if it gets to 3 because the hype train on Seattle right now is off the charts. Good time to buy low on Rams, I think. Also, my biggest reason for this, they've played twice this season already. All right. The Rams at home beat them. Then they traveled to Seattle. They lost in OT, but they were up 16 with about 10 minutes left in the game. And one of the most unbelievable comebacks you'll ever see. 3 straight 2-point conversions Seattle hits, but they had no business winning that game. And I think if there is a team that's built to beat them and has figured them out, I think it's going to be this Rams team.
I
So
agree.
I'm with you.
Yep. Rams, baby.
Rams. And then we also get, like we said, Patriots, Broncos, and we've got Stidham at quarterback. So right now, Patriots minus 5.5, over under 41.5. And I don't know. Talk to me, Joe. Are you just ready to hammer this Patriots line?
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, everything in me wants to take the Broncos because, like you said, the hype train. I think the hype train is more on the Patriots than anybody else right now. And I don't know if that defense is as good as everybody thinks it is, but I do think the Broncos defense is as good as they think it is. So I don't know. The Broncos giving up 30 to Josh Allen, the Bills, that worried me just a little bit because my whole thesis on the Broncos is that their defense is unbelievable. Maybe it's they sat out the first round, they had a bye, they're a little sleepy, whatever the fuck, and it's Josh Allen. And maybe Drake May isn't Josh Allen. Well, I think this game is the biggest game in Drake May's career. That's, I mean, clearly, obviously, to say that, but like this is his biggest test, I think.
He has a lot more to lose than to gain, in my
Right.
opinion, because everybody now expects you to win this game. And if he doesn't get it done, the schedule merchants, those guys are definitely coming out. They're coming for him. I think if this number gets to 6, it's at 5.5. If it gets to 6, I'll take the Broncos. I'm going to trust that defense. I think they can keep it close. I makes me wonder, what do you think this line would be if Bo Nix was playing?
I know. I know. Is he that big of a deal? I bet it'd be Patriots 2.5. Same thing as the Seattle Rams game.
Yeah, and so we're saying that Bo Nix is worth about a field goal, which that's probably about right. That's
Yeah.
probably not too far, but if it gets to 6, we'll see. Honestly, I wish it would have been 2.5, and I wish Bo Nix would have been playing, and I would have taken Broncos money line, home dog like that. So I
Did
don't know. We gotta trust Stidham now.
wasn't Stidham on the Patriots? Wasn't there some comments with
Yeah, so
Vrabel and
this is a revenge game
that's what
here.
I'm saying. Hey, he knows he was getting those 2 reps against the 1 defense probably, he knows
Yeah,
the defense, he knows Vrabel. I don't
yeah.
know. I could be talked into a Broncos money line. I know That's a crazy play, but I mean, it's not that crazy. You're probably gonna get what, plus 200-ish, maybe 150, something like that.
Yeah, right now you can get plus 205. I
Yeah,
actually might do that because uh, our buddy Price, he shouted out the AFC future odds, right? Live in game, I waited for the Broncos, or I mean the Patriots to get down and got them at plus 140 to win the AFC. And now they're minus 250. So I don't know. Possible little hedge.
edge. I like it.
Well, yeah. Yeah, but I think the NFL would not be happy if Stidham was starting in the Super Bowl. Because then you also get into the debate. You're like, all right, is it time to bring back Phil Rivers? Do we get
Uh,
like Tom Brady? Or how you feeling? Arm still work?
yeah.
But can you trust Stidham in a Super Bowl matchup against either the Rams or the Seahawks and think you actually have a chance to win this game?
I think the NFC is gonna get it done. I really do. I think no matter who wins that game, Seahawks or Rams, I like that against either side of the Broncos or the Patriots there. I really do. I'm an NFC guy this playoffs.
Yeah, I really like that too. One problem, I just pulled it up. Winning conference right now, NFC minus 230.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Very big favorites.
Yep. Yep. Well,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, they got yeah. I'm scared of the Seahawks and I'm scared of the Rams. I'm not really scared of the Broncos or the Patriots. I think they're beatable, you know what I mean? Like, I
for
think
sure.
I think they're beatable. I think the Patriots, if they win this, then I'm terrified because 'cause they're gonna have all the confidence in the world. Drake May is gonna play unlimited blackjack all offseason. He's gonna get some more weapons around him. Diggs may be in jail by that time, so they'll probably have to, fill that spot, but yeah, I don't know.
Only time will tell, and we will see this weekend. But Joe, that wraps up our preview and our recap. Do you have any messages you want to get out? Because we're not going to have another show until Monday.
I know. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. You got double episode this week. Like Will said, next week it'll be back to normal schedule and only 3 football games left this year. So live it up. It's getting sad. I'm gonna have to start figuring out some home projects, and I guess it'll be basketball season. I'll have to dial in. You're gonna have to get me up to speed on college basketball. I haven't watched a lick of it, so this is right around the time when I become an expert in college basketball, and I just pick it up. NBA, not as much my jam, but I'll watch it a little bit here and there. So
Oh, I'll get
uh,
you tuned up
yeah,
on
I
NBA.
gotta get tuned up here. I gotta do some research, and I'm gonna need something to bet on.
Yeah, we're gonna have nothing to talk about. Might pull out some conspiracy theories. We might dive into the Epstein files for an episode. Who knows? I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know if we'll have time.
politics.
Yeah, stay away. Yeah, we'll just turn into a politics and religion podcast. You guys are gonna love that. But thanks for joining us once again. And it was an awesome college football season, a great season for us to start the Mojo Sports Pod. And can't wait for the next one, but we got plenty of sports that are going to happen in between there, and we're going to cover every single one of them. So we will see you guys again next week on Monday.
Adios.